Hello again, YouTube. Welcome back to my Vintage Chainsaw channel. Today I just decided I'd do another brief discussion video on my latest project. I picked up this monoline Model 48 chainsaw off of eBay for around $100, and I saw the price tag and I thought, I'm going to snag it because we've all seen the ridiculous prices for some of these saws. I mean, people want in excess of $1,000 for a monoline saw that's seized, not even running. Just advertised as a cool wall hanger, and the guy wants $1,000. So, for $100, I'm just like, okay, mine. I found that this is a Model 48. The dead giveaway for that is it has a Power Products AH480 engine with the removable cylinder head. You can see two of the cylinder bolts there under the shroud. And the other giveaway was on the bottom of the engine. There's a little engine tag that's that shows a Type 1533B engine, and that was the diagnostic key for me to figure out what model this exactly was. And I went on to the chainsawcollectors.se forum, into the models library and the literature library, and I was able to confirm that this is indeed a Model 48 from mid-late 1960s. Originally when I bought it, at first I thought it was going to be 50s just based on the look, with that sheet metal tank. It sort of has the look of the old Homelight Buzz. But, it's another one of those countless saws that used a Power Products engine. They're reliable enough, they're cheap, they could be built up or down to a certain price with different type bearings and what have you, but this one has decent compression. It had spark right out of the gate, turned over. The guy was honest about not knowing whether or not it runs, but it turns over, so he's selling it for parts or repair. And pretty much right away I was able to dump some fuel down the spark plug hole and get it to pop. I did have to do a carb rebuild on it. Fortunately, the guy sent me a diaphragm and gasket in the original package, so I was able to do that pretty quickly. And I also I installed one of those cheapo Chinesium inline fuel filters, because whatever filter was left in the tank was completely disintegrated. And when I pulled the carb off and opened it up, the inside of the carb was actually spotless, thankfully. But the inlet elbow was plugged with rusty, sandy, just crap. So whatever was inside the tank snuck right down that fuel hose and clogged the carburetor. So, I was able to clean that out pretty easily. Again, the inside of the carb was spotless, but I took the needle out, swabbed out the needle seat with a cotton swab, as I usually do. Passed a pressure test with flying colors, and I put it back together, put a new fuel hose and inline filter on it, and lo and behold, it fired right up with the same adjustment settings as how it was when I initially bought it. I think 1.5 or 1 5/8 turns open. I do really love these Lawson carburetors. They're probably a little too simple for their own good. This one only has one adjustment, and so you can only adjust it so far. It doesn't have the snappiest throttle response, but it's got plenty of power, and it will get the job done. And what I also found that the air filter on the inside of that filter box is not original to the saw. It looks like it was taken from a larger piece of equipment, maybe a generator or something, with a large hole cut in the center of the filter. And the guy just mashed it in there and bolted it back up, and it works. I put the filter in, and I don't have to readjust the carburetor at all with it in, so, it works pretty well. Works good enough for me. Like I said, I'm not a purist at all. I want to hear these things run. I want to, smell the smoke and piss off the neighbors, and this one certainly does that with that stack. I don't even want to call it a muffler, just a noise router. Interestingly enough, this one has a goofy little slit cut in the side of it closest to the cylinder head. And there's only one other mono model that I found, I think it's a 47, that also has that. And all the other monos which have this same or similar type exhaust casting don't have that slit in there. For the life of me, I don't know what the purpose of that thing was, but all it does is spew smoke and unburnt fuel right on top of the cylinder head, and sure enough, after running it for a few minutes, I had to pull the shroud off and clean all that crap out of there. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to leave it the way it is, especially if it's original to the saw. I don't want to make too many modifications. But I'm really happy with this one. It's eerily similar to my Lancaster 40IL. I think they actually use the same exact Power Products engine. That one also has a removable cylinder head. But this one, it's another one where no muffler element, so it's nice and loud and dangerous. Real fire hazard. It's probably illegal to use during certain times of the year in many states. But I'm just happy to have one of these mono lines in my collection. I've been waiting a while to get one of these things, and for the price, I figured why the heck not? Just snag it. And one of the cool things about it is it has a standard 3/8 pitch chain, so it's really easy to replace. All the old ones of this similar vintage had half pitch or 7/16 pitch, and those go for stupid money on eBay. I mean, you can buy a whole saw for the price of just what the chains are going for. So the fact that this has 3/8 to me is just pretty damn cool. So hopefully over the next few days, or most likely on the weekend, I'll be able to get a video of one of my cold starts and maybe cutting some wood with this thing. But in the meantime, I'm just really happy to have it in the collection, happy that it's running, happy to show it off and take it out and look at it, play with it, Just a cool old saw, really a homeowner saw, nothing professional. It's not claiming to be any kind of professional model, but guaranteed it will get the job done. And I look forward to making some cuts with it. So until next time, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoy the videos I'm going to post of this thing in the future. And, take care. And I know it's only Tuesday, but try to enjoy the rest of your week. It's already a crazy one for me. See ya.